Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another competitive guide video where today we are covering Miss Mages on Crack, also known as Flutter main. Now this thing has an awesome typing, it also has amazing special attack, amazing special defense and amazing speed. So this thing actually can be a very, very destructive force. I believe currently it is in Uber's tier. I think it was immediately banned into Uber's tier when they saw the amount of damage output that this thing can cause. Now this is one of the fastest mons in the game. It's incredibly fast at 135, faster than the vast majority of Pokemon, and with having that higher special attack stat, this thing has the chance to OHKO a lot of different Pokemon. So, first of all, we're going to go through some of the fantastic moves that this thing has, including the doubles moves that this thing has, and then we'll go through some sets. So, first of all, we have got the single set. So, we have got Calm Mind. Calm Mind increases your special attack and special defense by one stage. Obviously, already having such a high special attack, one Calm Mind is just going to be absolutely destructive. Dark Pulse, strong dark type attack, hits a lot of different Pokemon. Dazzling Gleam, powerful fairy type attack, especially good in doubles because it hits both Pokemon, but also it's just a really good strong attack. Energy Ball, good grass type move, which allows you to have coverage on several different Pokemon. Hex, which if you've got something like, I don't know, can't think of his name. The Glimmering Pokemon. I can't think of his name. Glimmora? Is it Glimmora? The one that has the Toxic Debris ability. You have got the ability to poison the Pokemon, and then once they're poisoned, the Hex will do double damage. So obviously that combination of Toxic Spikes alongside the Hex power is going to be huge. Hyper Voice, so you could even run a Throat Spray set, Hyper Voice, get off a load of damage, increase your special attack by one stage, and have the freedom just to completely destroy your opponent as well. I haven't got that as a set, I don't think, so that's just one that you can take for free. Memento allows you to feint yourself. Now if you're down very low on health and you know you're about to go down, you can definitely Memento, and this will give you some upward momentum, meaning the opponent either has to switch or they have to deal with the lowered stats. Moonblast, powerful fairy type attack, hits super hard. Mystical Fire, also really, really solid, hits those steel types super effective damage, which is one of your only weaknesses. You've got the weakness of that and also Ghost, which you're obviously super effective against as well. So Mystical Fire can hit really, really solidly there. You have then got Pain Split, allows you to get some kind of recovery in specific scenarios, but do be very cautious when using it. Perish Song, which is absolutely fantastic. I do know a lot of leagues that do ban Perish Song, but if you can use Perish Song and get out of there, then that definitely can work in your favour. I've got a specific Perish Song set, which I'll show you later on. Psyshock, which is a powerful Psychic type attack, obviously hitting a variety of different Pokemon for damage, including things like Poison and Fighting types. Shadow Ball, powerful stab attack. Store Power, which if you combine that with things like Calm Mind, then you are going to be able to do more damage there. Thunderbolt, which again hits a variety of different Pokemon, and also Wish, allowing you to be able to get 50% of your HP back as well. In terms of doubles, we've also got some fantastic moves. You've got Fate Tears, which lowers the opponent's special defense by 2 stages. Now obviously you can then use that in contrast with your Pace 135 special attack to really destroy the Pokemon, or you can use this with an ally that is going to have a powerful special attack stat. So for example, something along the lines of Dragalge, first thing that pops to mind with having a high special attack stat. Protect, obviously protecting is going to be really crucial. Taunt, stop things from setting up, and also stop things like Trick Room. Along with your speed there, means that you do definitely get the chance to get that taunt off very quickly. Icy Wind to slow down your Pokemon. Now, obviously, Flutter main is very fast, but Icy Wind will allow you to be able to slow down the opponent's team if you've got a slower team. Helping Hand to provide that support, and even running Trick Room. Typically, I'd probably run Trick Room as a counter to the opponent's Trick Room to get back to the normal dimensions. In this case, if I was to run Trick Room on Flutter main, I don't think I'd run it as the speed it has now, because realistically it would then be going last most turns and it hasn't got the physical defense to really risk that. Terra types, so you've got Ghost Fairy, which actually is a really, really solid typing. I've put the ground type here. Obviously you've got Terra Blast opportunities to use, but ground typing allows for you to be able to get rid of your weakness to both your fighting and your steel types, which I believe, sorry, is it fighting? No, not fighting, sorry. Your Ghost and your Steel types, which will go to neutral. You've got Dark types as well, which will resist the Ghost types. Fighting type as well, which will resist the Steel type. So, you know, you've got lots and lots of benefits that you can here. Those 3 Terra types are probably the best ones that you can possibly run, but actually there are so many different Terra types that are really, really suitable for you. Even just running a pure Fairy or a pure Ghost Terra type would be really, really good for Flutter main, because it would give it even more power, meaning that it's just going to completely blitz anything. In fact, in doubles, a Fairy Terra type Dazzling Gleam would probably do a lot of damage to the vast majority of Pokemon from this thing, so it would be hugely beneficial to have it next to something with Ally Switch and also Protect, and possibly even some way of redirection, so like Follow Me or any kind of that stuff that could possibly happen. I don't think of any Pokemon that come to mind that have all of those capabilities, but I'm sure there are some in some way, shape or form. But yeah, this thing is just absolutely insane. So let's get on to the actual sets themselves. We have got the first Flutter main set, which is a single set. We've got a choice spec set here. Choice specs obviously puts you at 1.5 times damage, but does limit you to using that singular move again and again and again. Now, in terms of Fairy type and Ghost type, actually, there are very few Pokemon that can come in quite freely to be able to just take hits from this thing. So, Moonblast, Shadow Ball, those are your two strong, powerful stab moves. They hit really hard on those Pokemon. Power Gem, powerful rock type attack. It can hit a variety of different Pokemon for neutral, if not super effective damage, and then Thunderbolt just for a bit more coverage as well. Realistically, 9 times out of 10 you're going to click Moonblast or Shadow Ball, but those two coverage moves could definitely come in handy, especially in a late game scenario in some cases. EV wise, max special attack, max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. You could run the 4 EVs in defense if you wanted to, but realistically, if you're getting hit by a physical attack, you are going to take a lot of damage regardless. So those 4 EVs probably slightly better in special defense, but it won't hugely matter at the end of the day. Now, you can run a choice scarf scenario if you wanted to with the modest nature, so more special attack, less attack. That is entirely up to you what you decide to do there. My thought process here of having the max speed means that you are able to outspeed as many Pokemon as possible. There are going to be some Pokemon that are going to be scarfed that are going to outspeed you, unfortunately, but base 100 or above. Scarfs probably will be able to outspeed you in a lot of cases, which will be very annoying, but you know, if you get something like Sticky Webs down, that will set your day. Moving on to the second Flutter main, we have got the Booster Energy set. Now, Booster Energy increases up our speed by 1.5 times, so this thing works as good as a Choice Scarf with the Protosynthesis ability, and allows for you to be able to actually cause a lot of problems by just having increased speed. So you're going to have 1.5 times speed. Moonblast, Mystical Fire are your two attacks I've gone here. You could go Shadow Ball again. I just put Mystical Fire on here to show it off. Pain Split to be able to let you kind of change up your HP if you do get hit by anything, allowing you to heal off a little bit. And also Memento. I thought a fast Memento could definitely work in your favour. So if you've got, let's say, I think this takes you to 608 speed or something like that, which is absolutely incredibly stupid. But if you get the Memento off on your opponent's Pokemon, if you're low on HP, then obviously that can work really nicely. Again, you could switch this up by running this in a Sun team and then changing Booster Energy to any variety of different things, maybe like a Focus Sash or something, would definitely work in your favour there. EV wise, same as before, max attack, special attack, max speed. This one, you want Timid. If you wanted to be more powerful on the special front, you could definitely go for the Modest Nature. If you go for the Modest Nature, you won't have the boost in speed, you'll have the boost by 1.3 times in your special attack. So it will be more powerful in terms of your special attack, but you won't get that speed boost. So it depends on how your personally wants to run things as to what you decide to go for there. And the nature in this case is very, very specific, and you do need to pay attention to it. Moving on to the third Flutter main, I have got a Calm Mind set. So we've got leftovers here to allow you to get a bit of recovery. The idea here would be potentially you have some kind of Reflect set up, or you have all of the opponent's Pokemon that are physical burned, and you're going to take less damage. And then you come in, you can start setting up your Calm Minds, increasing up your special attack and special defense. Stored power, if you can get 2 Calm Minds up, then you are going to hit really, really hard with stored power. But you've got Shadow Ball and Dazzling Gleam there as well, just for general damage. Now, Dazzling Gleam obviously isn't as powerful as Moonblast, but is a move that I wanted to show off regardless, so it's an opportunity that you do have. EVs again, max special attack, max speed, with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack. If you wanted to try the bulky, and this is fully gimmick, This wouldn't work as well, but you could potentially try max speed with a max defense. Again, keeping the timid nature, but with that max defense, it does allow you to be able to have a little bit more of capacity to be able to sponge up a physical hit, meaning that you can get a second Calm Mind off and possibly just hit that little bit harder by having that kind of tankiness to it. And if you want to put like Pain Split or Wish on here somewhere, then that could potentially work as well. Moving on to the third Flutter main, I have got kind of a Wish recovery sort of crazy set, and this brings back to a set that I can't remember who I battled, but I battled someone, and I'm pretty sure it was in the TBL, and it was a setup Spiritomb versus a setup Tapu Fini. And in this case, Flutter main is going similar to what the Tapu Fini was going for. So you've got Wish Protect, obviously to get your health back. I've gone for max HP in this case because realistically getting as much health as possible back is really, really good. And obviously if you switch into another Pokemon, you want to get as much health back for them as well. Then I've got Draining Kiss. Draining Kiss, obviously a Fairy type attack. It's boosted by Stab. It's not super powerful. I think it's only like base 50 power, which obviously isn't fantastic, but you do recover a lot of health. And the idea here is that you keep on setting up Calm Minds. So you set up maybe 4 Calm Minds, obviously getting the Wish Protect recovery and kind of repeating that. Obviously it will take some time to be able to get that done, but if you can do that and get really set up on your special side, then you can start sweeping with Draining Kiss. And that can just sweep through any Pokemon along with having your super fast speed there as well. So EV wise, I'd recommend going max speed, max HP with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs and special attack. Again, you could run the max HP, max defense if you wanted to instead, and you still have a lot of speed to be able to outspeed a lot of Pokemon. But I thought this is a little bit more of a gimmicky set, but it's a really, really fun set to use. And if you can get this set up and your opponent doesn't have anything to be able to set itself up on, then you're looking pretty darn good. Moving on to the next one, we have got a double set. So as I said, it has got very good doubles moves. I'm just showing the singular set because this is the best set that I think you can have. I have put Focus Sash here. I'm not fully convinced Focus Sash is the best item, so you could go for any, like the Berry Berry, Steel Reducing Berry is definitely an option to run on here as well. Or you could run any kind of things like Red Card, possibly even things like a Jetpack, but that wouldn't work as well. But you've got Fate Tears on here, as I said, lowers the opponent's special defense stats, which will allow you to be able to hit harder into them. You've got Taunt to stop things from setting up, because let's face it, a lot of status moves do come through in doubles. Icy Wind to slow them down, and Pain Split just to get some recovery, but you definitely could replace Pain Split with an attacking move, so Shadow Ball or Moon Blast or something along those lines, to go on the offensive around Fate Tears. Now this thing works really well because it already has quite a high special defense stat, meaning it can sponge up maybe 1 special hit, possibly 2 if you're lucky, but you know, it's a mon that you do have to be very careful with, especially with there being a lot of physical mons in the meta right now. In fact, looking at a lot of the top mons, they are very physical mons that are going to be causing you lots of problems. EV wise, again, max HP, max speed. You want to be as fast as possible to be able to get those Fate Tears off, those taunts off, and HP realistically just to sponge up as many hits as you possibly can. That's my idea here. You can run this again in a Sun team, which will allow you to be even faster, which would be really, really cool. So yeah, lots and lots of ways that this can support in different teams. You just got to be very careful with what your opponent brings and how capable this will be. Then finally, I have got a Perish Song set. So we have gone for Mean Look, Perish Song. Mean Look stops your opponent from being able to switch out. Now if you can Mean Look 2 Pokemon in a double scenario or 1 Pokemon in a single scenario, you can then Perish Song and you can then switch out on the 3rd turn, or force them to switch out on the 3rd turn. You've got Pain Split and Wish on here as well. You could chuck Protect on instead of Wish if you wanted to. Instead of Pain Split if you wanted to allow you to get the Wish recovery and just stall out Perish Song turns. But I'll admit this is a bit of a scummy set in some respects. Max speed, max HP, timid nature, more speed, less attack. That's the way you want to go with this thing. So yeah, really, really cool mon, really, really fantastic. This last set is definitely a gimmick set. Perish Song, I think, is banned in so many leagues for good reason when you can do this kind of stuff. Realistically, you need the ability to get a Mean Look off without dying. You can then try and get a Wish off, you can Protect and Perish Song. You can kind of play a game and stall out the turns of them if you need to, and it's it's a gimmick set. That's why it's specifically labelled as a perish set. And no, I wouldn't use this just as a kind of general usage mon, because one, it can be quite difficult to pull off, and two, it is a bit scummy to use. But I thought I'd show it off regardless because it's a fun gimmicky set. But yeah, that's going to be all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.